It was once a closed naval base, its gates shut to the city. When the Navy left, so did thousands of jobs, and with them, a sense of uncertainty. But out of that loss came a bold vision, to reimagine the Navy Yard not as what it had been, but as what it could become. This is a story of vision, resilience, and partnership, the forces that brought the Navy Yard back to life.
It was gated and guarded by young Marines frankly, with machine guns. 1985, the Cold War was still on in full force. This was a military installation with a specific mission of repairing ships as they were needed.
When the Kennedy pulled away from Pier 6 on that day, it was very sad. We stood there and we watched them guys, their lives kind of fall apart, kind of crumble.
There were days when we felt lucky to have the power and the water on the same day. We had those days.
It was largely empty. There were small pockets of activity on site. The Navy had retained ownership over some land and had a few thousand people working on the site. Kind of felt like a Hollywood movie set in that, the kind of image of tumbleweeds kind of rolling down the street. Buildings were old, they were in disrepair. So it was a place that had enormous potential, and you could feel the potential of it.
The first time I was here with Dick Kane, it was on my first job interview, and he brought me down and I didn't see another person. We toured the buildings that were phase one of the Urban's campus. At the end of it, he looked at me and he said, "Do you think I'm crazy?" And I said, "You know what, you are a bit, but I like the vision."
And when I first started talking to John about the master plan that they have for the base, and he said they had a 25-year plan that they were going to roll out. And I kind of looked at it going, wow, that's 2025 where we're at today. I'm thinking, do you really think it's going to take that long?
You kind of had to take a leap of faith and say, this is going to be great. And it is now. The public-private partnership was the cornerstone that enabled us to do what we were doing. We couldn't have done this without the support of the city. Mayor Rendell was amazing.
John Grady led the team for PIDC. He was kind of a no-nonsense type of approach, and frankly, it's something I really appreciated because I liked operating that way. And John and I had a great relationship, in that we were able to just, if things went off the rails a little bit, he and I huddled and figured it out, figured a compromise.
It shows how when you partner with the city and other companies that you can turn a previously vacant large parcel of land into a development that has job opportunities for all Philadelphians.
The fact that PIDC was able to complete the acquisition and come forward with a plan for the future helped to fill that void and to show people that there was going to be opportunity at the Navy Yard in the future. For companies like Urban Outfitters, for Dick Hayne and Dave Zeal at Urban Outfitters to plant a flag there early on in the late 90s and to say they were going to bring their brands and their people and their investment to this site sent a really strong signal that momentum was starting to build.
I think probably the most important for the city and for PIDC was reaching 10,000 employees in 2013, which was the number of positions that had been lost when the base closed in 1996.
The industrial side of the yard, except for here, Urban Outfitters, and this looked like a war zone when we started tearing out substations and they were gutting buildings and, to refurbish them. It looked like a real war zone. The vision itself was put into place. It was like one day was nothing and the next day, boom, here's a building that's just sprung up.
We have 16,000 plus jobs that has been generated since the new inception of the Navy Yard. And so for me, that goes toward making sure that we have better commerce here in the city of Philadelphia, addressing the issue of poverty, but most importantly, making sure we have a stronger workforce.
I think the Philadelphia Navy Yard is definitely one of the best BRAC transfers that's happened throughout my entire federal career of doing BRAC, and that's from 1993 to today. When you look around here now, you can see the revitalization. You see the people that are on the space that have nothing to do with the Navy. And it's brought economic growth to the city, which is really important.
What makes it uniquely Philadelphia is the people. Everybody has a Navy Yard story. And to build on that sense of mission and purpose and production and service is a really uniquely Philadelphia thing.
For 125 years, Philadelphians worked here, working, building ships, right? Repairing ships, really effectively defending our country from war. Today and in the future, you have those same Philadelphians working to cure cancer.
If I had to describe the Navy Yard in one word, that's a really difficult question to answer. I think I would say resiliency. It didn't happen by accident. Nothing down here has happened by accident. It's taken a lot of hard work by a lot of dedicated people over the years.
The future of the Navy Yard is really exciting. In 2022, we launched our Navy Yard plan, which is our blueprint for the next 25 years of growth and development. And basically it calls for us to double jobs to 30,000, which is super exciting for the city. And also to really build this into a full-fledged Philadelphia neighborhood that connects back to the rest of the city.
As the 100th mayor of the city of Philadelphia, I'm proud to celebrate 25 years of growth and progress at the Navy Yard. It's one of Philadelphia's greatest comeback stories. It was once a shuttered naval base, but now it's an economic hub that is thriving.
The most exciting thing about the Navy Yard is the future. That wasn't always the case, right? In the 70s and 80s, there was no future for the Navy Yard. In the 90s and early 2000s, as part of the base transition process, people were really concerned about the future, right? Today, there is no doubt that there is a future at the Navy Yard.
I make this joke even to my boss and past bosses. I used to kid them and say, I don't work for you, I work for the Navy Yard, because being here as long as I was here, you like to see it succeed, and you do things to help it succeed.
The Navy Yard's transformation is proof of what's possible when vision meets resilience. But this is only the beginning. The foundation has been built. And now, innovation takes center stage.